Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Good afternoon to curling fans across Canada and around the world as we bring you the 2024 Henderson Medal Fall Classic presented by Kioti Tractor Dealers of Ontario. Live from the YNCU Curling Centre in beautiful Ste.Marie, Ontario, Canada. And we're having great weather. We have an incredible and diversified field of 28 teams, including Canadian teams from Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Ontario, Northern Ontario, Newfoundland and Labrador, and Prince Edward Island, as well as international teams from the USA, Korea, Japan, Czechia, Norway, Switzerland, and Italy, playing for a purse of $106,000 in world ranking points as part of the World Curling Tour. We welcome viewers from around the world to our streaming broadcast, and we hope you enjoy every single game that we are providing on YouTube via Curling Stadium. It promises to be an exciting event with many of the best teams in the world, as well as representation of teams trying to break through and establish themselves on the world stage. Our feature game today is on Sheet F, and the matchup is Team Jacobs versus Team Dropkin. This is draw number 10. I am Juha Kantovaara. I'm here with Al Harnden, and we will be the announcing team for this draw. A reminder that there is a chat space available for all those tuning in, so please feel free to access the space and interact with others that are watching the games today. Other games are available, and feel free to surf the different sheets of ice to find your favorite team or matchup. Welcome to Ste.Marie, everyone. Sit back and enjoy as we prepare to get this game started.
Well, this game has started, and hi, I'm Al Harnden. And game started, Juha, with a lengthy discussion to see who was going to get last rock in this game. Kind of held things up for a minute or two, and they finally decided who was slightly closer to the button. And so first in, Team Jacobs has the hammer. Team Dropkin threw up a center guard. And Team Jacobs went around, and they're attempting to do that again here now.
So this is a pretty well the standard chess opening for curling games nowadays. So I think they're trying to get to lean on that green one. Looks pretty good. Weight looks very good. And they get the angle on it. It's a very nice shot by Ben.
So 4 good shots to start this game. This is draw 10. And this draw here, with a 28-team draw, we only have 2 teams that have been eliminated. But in this draw, they're all C games. So 6 teams will have their weekend come to an end after this draw. So there's a lot on the line for all of these teams right now. So we'll let you know how the other 5 games are going. Those 5 games are on Sheet A. Team Ramsfell from Norway against Team McEwen from Northern Ontario. Sheet B is Team Robert from Northern Ontario and Team Carruthers from Manitoba. On C is Team Maeda against Team Retornaz from Italy. On sheet D is Team Moerbrook against Team Zhang. Sheet E is Team Park against Team Champ. And this is our feature game, Jacobson Dropkin. Last night was an interesting way to end sort of the evening, right? With
For sure.
the game with Dropkin and Gushu.
Yeah. It went down to an extra end, and Team Dropkin had a nose hit to win the game in the ninth extra end, and they got a little bit tight and hit and rolled out. So there was a 10th end played in that game, and Team Gushu came out on top after that.
So credit to Team Dropkin. That was a heart-wrenching loss last night, but they bounced back today, this morning, with a win against their countryman, Team Schuster, and here they are. They're still alive. So good for them for shaking that loss off last night and coming out this morning and finding a way to keep playing.
So this is the drill back here, trying to get some rocks moving. Trying to open up that center line.
Out turn, and it's got to curl a bit. It looks like a straight peel. You got one at the back.
So partial success there.
Yeah, cleaned it up a bit. Might see something around, moving rocks around here.
No, he's looking at going around the wide green corner guard. Good call.
Yeah, so an in-turn draw around the cover.
No. Oh, yes. Yeah, that is the call.
Taking center line.
So he's looking for about almost 6 feet of curl here.
I think Brent's asking for a little more ice, and I like that. I think that did look
A little tight. Yep.
We'll find out. First end. Rocks in play here already. Another nice crowd out here today.
Yep, for a 12:30 draw. It's great on a Friday. We expect more tonight on the 4 o'clock draw, and then more yet even at the 7:30 draw.
Yeah,
so.
Tonight will be the C finals, 4 of them. And this afternoon at 4 o'clock will be the 2B finals.
They're trying to work this rock, getting it to go behind that corner guard.
So we had lots of room.
Yep.
Partially open.
Looks like about 3/4, almost edge on edge. Pretty close.
So earlier in the competition, we had 2A winners. That was Team Dunstone from Manitoba, and also Team Hostley from Switzerland. So they had the day off today. I'm sure they're getting regrouped and enjoying a well-deserved rest. The 2B games that will be going on at 4 o'clock, just for people out there that are thinking about coming down to watch, will be Team Keene from Ontario against Team Epping from Northern Ontario, and Team McEwen from Saskatchewan against Team Klima from Czechia. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about coming down to YNCU Curling Center.
And Team Dropkin cleared up the rocks in the front, took out both yellows, and only the green one remaining that's shot. There is a yellow that is second shot, and looks like Brad's called for a hit and probably roll to the left, trying to space those two yellow ones, if he makes this shot, as far as possible apart to stop any possibility of a double takeout.
So interesting that he's taking the in-turn if he's trying to roll wide.
Yeah.
But I've seen that from this team before. So it's crossing the rock.
Yes, it is.
And it looks like that's the call.
Yeah, he's trying to get it out as far as he can, and he does.
And that's a heck of a shot. Lots of separation.
It's about as far apart as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Got 11 feet of separation there. Maybe 10 and a half. Not a lot. He's asked for a takeout here, I believe.
Looks like a down weight takeout.
Yeah, wants to make sure he stays in play.
Guards in play, but they're just they're keeping it straight there now. Looks like he's by. A nose hit.
Looked like about hacked the board there.
Yeah.
Heavy hack. And that's what Brad's calling here as well. Hack weight.
So this would be Mark Kennedy's out turn. Again, looking to duplicate what he just saw from his opponent. So looking to come down and hit this on the nose. It's late too, late in the end.
Again, nice quiet weight. Bends on this one right away, keeping it straight.
Just a little on and off and trying to curl it a bit now. Still trying to curl it. And it looks like a nose hit. Maybe a little flop. Pretty much nose. Crowds have been terrific. The ice has been outstanding. It's made for quality. Quality of play has been high.
Lots of great shot making.
Yes. Could not have asked for anything more. Kudos to our ice maker, Josh Vanderberg, for doing such a great job prepping the ice and maintaining it. Even with some outside conditions that maybe could have caused some issues, but so far, so good. It's been warm here in Sault Ste. Marie. Beautiful weather. Not really curling weather, but...
No, for sure. Yesterday it got up to 20 degrees Celsius yesterday, so...
I think it's going to get to that again today.
Nice and cool out on the ice surface, though. If you watch people in the stand, you'll see lots of people with blankets, and so it's we've been able to keep the ice in good form. Talked to a few of the players before they went out in this draw, and they still like the speed. Speed's good. So it comes up right away for first few shots in the end, and the curl is there. So that's all you can. That's high praise to the ice maker.
Yeah. So in-turn hit. Korey Dropkin's first stone, trying to get a little roll so he can possibly have a chance at maybe getting out of this end with a double. So you can see Brad Jacobs has indicated to hit and roll to the wings and separate these rocks as much as possible. Above the tee line, so rolling behind would be just fine.
Yeah, nice. He took a lot less ice than he was giving Mark.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's the other turn, but
So if he doesn't get the roll, certainly the double will be there.
still a long double. If you can hit and roll behind cover, Korey will probably hit the open one, I would think.
I think if this is rolled underneath, he'll hit the open one and concede the deuce. Going at it hard, trying to keep it as straight as they can.
Brent's sweeping it pretty hard.
Looks
Nice
like
quad.
it might be going the other direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if he'll take a pass at the double here.
Absolutely, he will.
See what kind of weight he's going to throw at it. I'd imagine it's going to have a little bit of steam.
Yeah, I think he's just determining what turn he wants to use.
Yeah, he's going to throw the in-turn.
So a chance to get out of this here in the first end.
As you can see in the picture, all the games are timed. Both teams get 33 minutes of thinking time to play the game. We have had a few games that went down to literally seconds of clock time left. Both teams get 2 timeouts as well in that during the game, and they're a minute 30-second timeouts.
So in turn, I'm sure this is going to be heavy. Lots of weight here.
Yeah.
Looks like about half a rock.
Looks pretty close.
Pretty close. And well done.
Beautiful shot.
So the blank is in play here now.
We have the replay. See Korey threw it very clean. Good call on the sweeping. He didn't overthrow that.
No, it was firm.
Yeah, it was firm, but and Team Jacobs is just trying to blank this end, trying to take that one out that's in the rings and roll out themselves to keep the hammer playing in the second end. Trying to keep it straight.
So a well-played first end by both teams results in a blank end. Team Jacobs will be back with the hammer in the second end. We'll be right back with that second end.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
And we're back. And Korey asked Tom to throw up the center guard, and it's splitting the center line. Again, we're playing with the 5-rock rule this week, and that rock cannot be moved. It's in the free guard zone as well. And Team Jacobs is going around that center guard. Don't want to be too deep. Like to be just touching the forefoot, almost there. Team Dropkin's gonna follow. Korey's asking Tom to follow that down. They're using the other turn. They're going to throw an out turn at this rather than the in turn. Some scores on the other sheets. Team Ransfeld is up 2-0 on Team McEwen.
And that's Team McEwen from Sudbury. We have two of them, but they're spelled a little differently.
Team Retornaz is up 3-0 on Team Maeda. And I'm trying to see the scoreboard. There we go. Team Crothers is up 2-0 on Team Robert. And I can't see the scores on the sheets D and E yet.
So it looks like they're splitting the rings here.
I think so. Oh, yep. He's asking for a in-turn draw out to the wing. They're working it hard. Looks like it's a little bit light. Making sure they get it to at least the tee line. Want to make sure that there's no double possibility. There we go. Exactly where they wanted it.
So Korey Dropkin's going to step up, and looks like he's looking at hitting his own back and trying to make some damage in the house with those yellow ones. Could get rid of both if he hit it with the right angle. Again, just firm weight in turn. Keeping it clean. And going at it a little harder now.
Looks like a nose hit.
We'll flop over for second shot. For third shot.
Third shot. So Brad's asking Brent to hit and stay, or hit and roll to the left just a little bit. This is an out turn takeout. Again, I don't think there's going to be a lot of weight here. They want to make sure that they save their shooter. Good lesson for the younger viewers out there. You don't have to throw bullets all the time to make a hit. Sometimes it's much better to throw a control weight shot. Let your sweepers handle it.
So lane 2, I'm going to guess that they're going to try to cross this rock and roll it in behind their own.
Corey's asked Mark to throw the in-turn hit, and like to get to the low side of the rock. Again, not a ferocious hit here by any stretch of the imagination. That's because they want to save their shooter. And it's a great shot, right behind cover. So those are some of the hardest shots to throw when you're trying to make a very precise hit and roll. There is a fair amount of space between that guard and the rock in the top 4 foot, and looks like Brad is asking Brent to throw a pack weight at this, just like to move it to the back 12. If you can get it out, that would be even better, but at least move it far enough that the 2 yellows would be first and second.
This kind of shows the quality of the ice to be able to have an opportunity to make this kind of shot.
That's right.
Working on this pretty hard.
Making sure that they get by that guard.
On and off is always a good sign. Trying to make a curl there now, so working on that one and to try to see if they can get it back far enough, and they did.
Do. So yellow is lying 2.
That's a
first
quality
and second.
shot.
Very good.
So one thing I've noticed about Team Jacobs this weekend is that they've had a hard time generating offense. But this morning that they did get a couple of 4-enders, so that's a sign that maybe they got something figured out here, which is always a good thing.
For sure.
Team Dropkin started the event playing with 3. I believe their second has had some injury, hip issues, and but good for him. He's given it a whirl here today.
Probably a little bit of ibuprofen.
And he had some rest at the beginning of the event, so.
Okay.
So Mark Kennedy's out turn here, attempting to come down and remove that green one to lay 2.
Yeah, we've heard through the grapevine that the hip injury was sustained in Oakville, and now it's just a matter of pain management. And having curled for a few years, I know what that's like. So making sure that you don't injure yourself anymore, but making sure you can keep playing the game. It's tough to play with three players at this level. You definitely need both sweepers. Makes a huge difference to being able to make delicate shots. Now we're trying to get the curly sweep here. Rolls a little bit out. Yeah, so Team Jacobs has to, on this hit, they need to roll a bit to the inside, I think, just a hair. if they want to be first and second shot.
Very similar end to the first end,
Very.
actually.
Yeah, all the play out in the wings.
Which is never a bad idea when you have the hammer.
Doesn't happen a lot in today's game.
No.
Usually it's lots of rocks right down the middle and around the center line into the 4-foot. There's a great shot.
So they rolled a little bit that way to avoid, again, the double opportunity, but still has a chance to make a nice hit and flop behind their own guard. And again, find a way to try to steal here or keep Team Jacobs to 1 point. Right now, they're set up for a deuce. We'll see what unfolds here on Skip Rocks.
Again, this is an intern hit. Little pop on that one. So a little bit, I haven't seen that yet from Korey. Trying to get it to curl.
Somewhat of a roll, but not what he was hoping for.
I think that little bit of a pop at the end of his delivery
made it run for a bit.
Yeah. Had a good conversation with a couple of the coaches yesterday and talked about the pop delivery versus the just smoothly letting it go, and our consensus was that we don't like it. But it's what you get used to throwing, I guess.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, you can see Brad gives it a little bit. Not a lot of pop there, but...
So just cleaning it. It looks about a board weight shot.
Yep.
Looking for an inside roll. That would probably get his deuce because he'd probably have to go after the open one. That one looks like it's going to be a nose.
Just a little bit.
So Korey Dropkin does have a chance to get out of this here.
Yeah.
If he makes the perfect roll. Being very deliberate here with this call. He's going to throw a little more weight here.
A lot more. It's cut the ice down by about 4 or 5 inches.
Is that double there?
I think it is. It's.
You'd have to paper that guard.
I think so.
So in turn, I'm going to guess this is probably going to be firmer weight this time. Maybe a little up normal. Off and on, now trying to make it curl. Pretty close. Not quite. Still there for Jacobs.
It looks like about half a rock. He has to make sure that he doesn't hit it on an angle where it puts it back on that green one in the back 12-foot.
So yeah, he's got 2/3 of this. If he hits half, he's fine. So I'm going to guess about the same weight, which was about hack weight last time.
Correct.
In turn, big shot here early in the game.
Looks like it might be a little heavier than his first one.
Cleaning it. And going at it now. Line looks fine. Gotta curl it. Gotta curl it.
And gets it by the... Now did it outcount the green one?
Looks like...
They could have maybe swept that a little bit harder at the beginning, but I think they're a little bit conservative there, making sure they didn't curl it into the guard.
Yeah. Looks like 2 to me.
Looks like it might be a measure.
Yeah.
No. We didn't see any indication there.
So I'm going to guess that's 2. We'll say 2-0 for Team Jacobs after the second end. We'll be right back.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And we're back. Well, they're throwing, Team Jacobs is throwing the first one in the rings, a little bit behind the tee line. They haven't hung up a score yet, so it was a deuce in the second end.
So a corner guard here, which is usually the call. Again, 2 well-curled ends by both teams, so Team Dropkin will be attempting to get back 2 points.
Points, yep.
And we certainly welcome our viewers from the U.S. I'm sure there's plenty of Dropkin fans that are tuning in today.
And we have some U.S. fans here as well in the stands.
We have a few that have traveled up to Sault Ste.Marie to take in the event.
Good crowd out there on sitting on the bleachers on sheet 8.
And packed upstairs.
Yep. For people who have never been to our curling club, we have an 8-sheet facility here. We're only using 6 of those sheets during this competition. Sheet 1 and sheet 8 are covered in carpet and have bleachers for people to sit. And on so this is sheet 8, and if we had a picture of sheet 1, you'll see basically the same setup, but we actually have a fan zone there set up as well, where you can get hot drinks and other libations.
Can't wait for tomorrow, Juha, when the semifinals, all those bleachers and stands and chairs, etc., get moved over from sheet 8 to sheet 4, and so the semifinals, it'll be sort of arena-like, and looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be arena-like conditions.
Fans are enjoying being up close and personal with the players and hearing them talk about their strategies and watching the game up close?
Yeah, I was talking to a few of the fans yesterday, and they were sitting on the bleachers on sheet 8, and the players were actually talking to them during the game. So,
yeah, and the players are enjoying it as well.
It is a much different venue than an arena would be, where typically the players are pretty far away from the fans. So.
So that was kind of the vision that the organizing committee had, was we wanted to make sure that this was an experience for everyone that came in the building, whether you were playing or just watching, volunteering, working, and so far everyone's enjoying the atmosphere. And that'll probably get more electric as the weekend goes on, as we get down to those teams playing in the playoffs, trying to win that big prize of $25,000 at the end of this weekend.
The way the prize money is distributed, the championship flight of 8 teams gets a portion of the money, and the next 4 teams get their entry fees back. So, all in all, 12 teams will get paid out at the end of the weekend. So Brad has asked Brent to peel that corner guard with an out turn hit, and that is accomplished. Team Dropkin does have 2 very wide guards out on the outside. It would be difficult to get anything fully behind them, but I would think if they get a chance, they might try it. They could even bump one of the green ones into the rings and have a rock and their shooter stay in front of it. So
a little bit of a surprising call here, throwing the hit.
Yeah, it's a nose hit. Rock stays right there.
Maybe thinking that it's an odd end, and quite willing to take a blank out of this. Bank some time. Only down 2-0, so. Out-turn hit for Mark. Looks like Frank Gallant is taking a little breather on this one. Most of the time it's one sweeper anyway.
Correct. See, Brad took a quick look at those 2 green ones. I'm thinking if he gets a chance on his last one, he might try to warp one around there and force Dropkin to take a point. So again, nice hit weight here, nice quiet weight, something that's controllable. They don't have to negotiate any guards or anything, so it's basically just back and forth right now. If they hit it 3 more times, the rock won't be in the rings anymore.
Right. So certainly banking time here. Early decision to just play it up and down and go to the 4th end, and maybe get a little more aggressive in the even ends.
Yeah, definitely just board weight hits here. Something that's nice and controllable. Something your sweepers can do something with.
So Andrew Stapero with the intern hit to stick it on the nose, maybe a little inside roll. That was a little lighter weight.
Yeah, got it to move.
Those 2 green rocks over on the wings are in play for a cover. Not covering a lot of the
for sure.
rings, but seen it before. Team Jacobs will not want to go that way.
Not yet. Maybe if there was nothing in the rings on Brad's last one, I could see him trying to warp one around there. Or possibly if the rock's high enough to hit and roll over there as well, trying to get him behind the two green ones. Trying to roll a little bit to the left. Let's see if Korey takes a shot at this, trying to hit and roll to the vicinity of those green ones. Again, another intern hit from
I had
Team Dropkin.
no intention of trying that roll.
No, I think Brad will give it a shot, though, if he gets a chance.
No risk.
No, none whatsoever. He's going to give it a wing here. Try to
Give
get
it
it
a
out
try
there.
without being silly, right? So it probably looks like about, depending on what kind of weight, looks like it's going to be normal weight. So probably half a rock is pretty close. Third maybe. So out turn, trying to hit on the center line and roll it behind those two green guards that are way over on the wings. Makes it perfectly, probably makes the force. Very precise shot. So they're sweeping it, so that means they've got contact, but it's coming up to the hit it on the nose.
Hit. Curled a little more than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Probably they thought it would.
So a blank attempt here in the third end for Korey Dropkin.
He's got maximum ice to roll across, so he's probably going to throw a little bit more weight at this. We'll see a little more weight on this one. Wants to make sure he makes contact and moves his shooter out of the rings. Trying to keep it straight. And the hit and roll is made. So that's a blank end, and we'll be back.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
And we're back. Got a few rocks in play here. There's a green corner guard. Not really out in the wings. And there's a Jacob Rocks just touching the top of the button. And a center guard. Team Dropkin can see about half of that yellow one in the rings. Looks like Korey's asked Tom to just corner that one, just come up and kind of lean on it. Should be okay. They're sweeping this one pretty hard. Now you got 3 on it now. Trying to get it to move forward as well as curl it. Yeah, it makes it to the top of the 8-foot. And Brad's calling for another guard. Going to throw in an out-turn guard here. Like to get it about 2 or 3 feet above that yellow one that's just in front of the rings. So I think we're going to see a little more action this end unless somebody blinks and decides to blow up the front of the house. I don't think that curled as much as they thought it would. It looked like Korey's asking Mark to he indicated board weight. He moved his broom out to the side, so that's usually board weight. So he's trying to get the yellow one into the green and have the green hit the yellow one, because there is enough space between the yellow and the green to do that. But this one's curling more than I think they thought it would. Little light. Wasn't quite board weight. That was more like hack. Brad is asking Brent to throw another guard. Korey will have the option of angling that green one on the right-hand side into the yellow one. I don't know if I like this call. Again, this one's staying out more than I think they thought it would. Accomplished the purpose that they were looking for. It is a guard, and there is no space between the 2 yellow ones to get at that green one that's in the rings. I think this is going to be a little bit more weight than he threw on his first one, than Mark threw on his first one. Korey had held his hand up to his chest. I'm thinking that's kind of their call for a normal weight hit. And they accomplished that. I think they were trying to do that, trying to get the roll across and bump that green one into the rings. That was a good call. Brad is asking a shot here. I'd like to make a double, get rid of both green ones. This is Mark's in turn. Pretty well wants to hit the rock where the broom is. Needs to curl a bit.
Made that look easy, eh?
And Mark makes the double. As you can see on the replay here. Not a lot of sweeping. Firm weight.
And left it underneath. It kind of staggered, so
Yep.
they looks like Korey is going to look at trying to hit that top one and maybe make a roll wide. Looks like that's the call. Hopefully it comes up and makes the roll behind the yellow one on the corner. Trying to make a curl. Now straight. Must be close. Rolling a little too wide. Staying in play by the look of it. So 2-0 score here, playing the fourth end with Team Jacobs leading at the moment. Korey Dropkin with the hammer here in end number 4. Looking to try to get a deuce back.
We can live with that. Yeah.
So Mark Kennedy with his final rock of the fourth end. Looking to eliminate that green rock of Team Dropkin on the out in the outer wings here. Wants to make sure he sticks around and keep that force in play. And that one curled hard.
A lot more than they thought it would, I think.
Going on it, and I think they're going to get it out. And they did. So I think that one fooled them a bit. Definitely had some swing to it. So we'll see what the call is here. I think the initial one was an in turn. Looks ice-like board weight. And trying to hit and roll to the wings behind that guard, corner guard.
Looks like a nice controllable weight from Andrew. Trying to get it to curl now. Going hard. Now trying to keep it straight.
And that came up hard too.
For sure.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that side of the sheet where the fans are.
It probably is a little different out there.
Yeah, both of them curled a little more than they anticipated, so. So for Brad Jacobs, he's looking again to try to roll underneath on the center line side. So down to skip rocks here in N4. This game seems to be flying by.
We have a fan from Montana on the chat line.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, cheering for Dropkin.
So rock on the way. Benny Ebert keeping it clean. Nose hit.
I think Korey's still trying to get a little bit of an inside roll and get behind that green cover. To still give himself a possibility of scoring 2 here. Thanks for the great comments on the chat line here. We appreciate you watching. and providing some feedback.
Did he indicate which way he wanted
I think
to
he's
roll?
trying to go behind the green one, Al. Would make more sense to go around your own, I think, to get behind your own rather than to get behind the yellow one.
Yes.
Again, this is what we think might be a little bit more of a curl on this side that's closer to the stands. Trying to keep it straight. Makes the roll.
And an excellent roll.
Great shot. Now he did come out the other side just a little bit, I think.
Maybe see from a top view to see if how much, or from a side view if we can see how much it actually is exposed. We'll take a look here. Whether he was able to chase this.
And I don't think you can see a lot of it. No, he cannot.
No.
He's playing the run back, trying to drill that green one back into the other green one. He could ignore it and draw around the yellow, but it is pretty high, so this is probably the better of the two calls.
And he drilled it.
Needed to sweep that one a little bit.
See that so often, though. No, did have the option of going around his own.
Yeah, it was pretty long, though.
Yeah. So, a skip's deuce by the look of it coming up here. Yeah. A great hit and roll by Korey Dropkin, and now a draw to tie this game up after 4 ends.
Just has to hit paint here to score 2.
So in turn draw to the paint. Anywhere in the paint will give the U.S. team a chance to tie this game up with 4 ends left.
Sweepers aren't touching it. They're just providing an escort. It's right on the yellow one. Look at this. Quite interesting.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That one didn't curl at all.
Major unforced error. So 2-1 after 4 ends. Team Jacob will be right back.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
And we're back. And have to do a shout out to Brazil here. Got some people from Brazil watching the game. Glad to have you. And the score is 2-1. Korey Dropkin had a shot at scoring 2 in the last end and ended up not curling enough, wrecking on a guard and not getting to the rings. So that's a major unforced error.
Yes. So Victor will make sure we say hello to Rob for you.
Yeah, center guard Dropkin asked Tom to put up the center guard, and he did. It's on the line, so you cannot be moved. And Brad asked Ben to go around it. It's right in the top four, and the reply, the chess match reply now is to get down on top of that one.
Working on it here.
Yeah, this one's a little bit out there. Is making a move at the end. Just a little tap. Not ideal. Really wanted to get on the corner of that one. It's slightly on the corner, but not quite enough.
So not playing anything to try to move this rock out of the rings, more about moving them around a bit. So
like to get just past nose on this one. Oh, they're working this one right out of Ben's hand. I don't read lips, so I don't know what Ben's saying. Might be saying he's a little light because they jumped on it right away as soon as he let it go.
Definitely on the guard, tight to the guard.
Yeah, well,
I think
he's by the guard. By the guard.
But more of a draw, eh?
Yeah. I need a little bit more weight. Need another 3 feet to be able to move it. Yeah. I'm sure Ben's not happy with that. But it is protecting that yellow rock and almost touching, or I think it is touching the button now.
So it's getting messy here early. Not surprising.
Yeah, they're going to try to fill that that 4 foot hole. Trying to get on top of that yellow one with the in-turn draw. Weight looks good. And is he going to move it? Yeah, moved it a little bit.
Well, these rocks are clustered up here, so now that they can get at that one out front, and I think I saw the call to drill it back into the mess and see what happens here.
Trying to hit it just a little bit on the high side, I think.
In turn, firm weight.
Appeal isn't the end of the world either. No?
See what happens here. Bunch of rocks flying.
Well, green is shot. This is an interesting call from Korey. Looked like he was asking for a draw. Corner guard? I don't know.
Well, he's got the broom down on the ice with kind of a pensive stance there. So
yeah, he's asked. Andrew's coming down to have a little talk with Korey.
They're going to discuss this. It's 2-1, right? 4 ends to go here.
And as you can see, all the games are timed, and this is the timer for this sheet. It's counting down.
Both teams with lots of time.
And they do have 2 timeouts as well, too. 1 minute, 30-second timeouts.
Well, Korey has shown great patience so far. So it looks like they're going to try to hit this in lay 2.
I would think they would. Well, it's hard to say. Nose hit would probably be okay. Don't want to roll to the right because that would set up a run back double. Definitely rolling. The question is it going to stay?
And it does. Yeah.
So a hit and roll here. I think Brad would like Mark to hit and roll over there. Oh, sorry, it's Brent's rock. I thought it was first Vice rock. Sorry about that. No sit isn't the end of the world here either. Trying to get it to move.
So not the roll they were looking for. They were kind of looking to go the other way, I think. But so down to Vice rocks here and trying to get a little roll to the outside to make as much separation as possible, but a very precise shot. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Off and on it.
Yeah.
Trying to make it curl here now.
Yeah. Pretty well the nose hit. It's high enough now that they could possibly make the hit and roll. With you need a fair amount of weight to do that.
I'm surprised they're not trying to throw this harder. Brought the ice in a little bit there. So in turn for Mark. Not throwing a haymaker. He's just going to try to hit and stick and maybe roll towards the center line. And setting up a possible double to get out of this end without giving up multiple points. Trying to make it curl now. Just cleaning it. Nose hit it is.
Getting higher every time. I think if we see a nose hit here, they might take a pass at the double.
Absolutely.
Korey might be better off to roll inside a bit.
Would make the angle a little steeper, for sure. Wow, he did roll wide.
Looks like Brad's taking a look at it. It's there. Again, it's maximum separation, 12 feet.
Well, Mark's coming down the sheet here. I guess the danger is if you ever did roll out, brings a 3 into play. As Korey and his team will probably try to sink one underneath that yellow guard.
Brad does have last rock.
Right.
It is wide open, so.
True, that's right. But if he makes this, like that, if he threw it hard and got it underneath.
Doesn't have to make the double as long as he gets underneath that corner
I think
guard.
that's what they were looking at, is how much weight to throw at this.
I think you need to throw a fair amount. You're trying to get a 12-foot roll. Looks like Mark loaded up there.
Yep, definitely more weight.
Trying to get it to curl. Definitely rolling, but I don't think it's going to roll far enough.
No.
Well, they are grouped. And Korey definitely wants to roll to the left. If he stays there, he's going to leave a pocket.
Yeah. So best case scenario for Jacobs is a deuce. Korey Dropkin is trying to make a force here.
Doesn't want to roll out for sure, because I think Brad would go around that.
And they would go around.
Go around that very wide guard, but
I believe so. Let's see if Korey can bounce back after that that unforced error last end.
Nice controllable, sweeping controllable weight here. Trying to get it to curl now. Trying to get it to move a little bit to the. I don't. Well, this might leave. It did not.
So laying 2 there now almost either forces them to go around. And I think that's the call. It's an aggressive call here now.
Doesn't need to get right to the green one. If he does, I think he'd still be shot because that other, the green one in the back 12 is just sneaking out of the rings there.
Yeah. Probably want to keep this above the tee line.
I would, if you can sink it above the tee line, that would be great.
Yeah. Hello to Linda and Kinte West. And thank you, Clint, for your kind comments. So out-turn draw around the corner. Trying to get a multiple end here. Definitely has an opportunity to do that. If the game plan at the beginning of this game was try to keep the play to the wings, Team Jacobs has been successful in doing that.
Yeah, pretty well every end has been that. Neither sweeper is really working on this. They must think it has enough weight to get there. It definitely needs to curl a fair amount more.
The weight's fine. Trying to put it right where Mark's broom is. And there it goes there. Might be about a foot too deep. But it does force.
I think the green one is shot at the back.
Ooh, that's close, eh?
It's very close. It's tough to tell from the overhead. Everybody on the chat line, what do you think?
That is close.
I didn't see which turn he asked for here. We'll see when he throws it, obviously, but
I think he's following him down, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, Tyler thinks it's green. So does John. John thinks it's green as well.
Somebody in my household thinks it's yellow. Likely a little sense of bias there, but that's okay.
People out there, my fellow commentator here, Al Harnden, Brad is his nephew.
Sometimes.
If you didn't know.
So just falling him down. This is likely going to force Brad to draw the button and take his point.
Yeah, good draw from Korey there. Much better than his last one in the previous end.
Yeah, so a good force. And possible steal still.
Has to get 8 foot here, almost to the 8 foot to score 1. And sometimes people forget that the 8 foot is not just at the front of the house, but it's at the back of the house as well. So anywhere in that 8 foot circle gets him a point.
And on both sides. So we'll call it that they're laying 2 here, right?
I think so.
And Tyler, you're right. There's 2 great teams going at it today for sure.
Yeah, whoever blinks first.
So just keeping it clean.
Yeah, making sure it doesn't pick. Haven't seen very many picks.
Oh, seen a couple that were game changers, but it happens. And but for the most part, it's been a fairly
well
clean
T-line.
event, right?
So that's 1 point for Team Jacobs. Scores 3-1 after 5 ends. We'll be back.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
And we're back. The Team Jacobs has put one pretty well on the button. Not quite covering the pin. And Team Dropkin is throwing up the corner guard.
So this is do or die for both these teams today. Actually, all 6 sheets, 12 teams. This is their last chance to stay alive, to get to the playoffs for tomorrow morning's quarterfinals.
All teams out here have 2 losses. This is a triple knockout tournament. So when you lose your 3rd game, you're done. So it's a little intense out here right now across all the sheets.
See if we can't keep you updated with the scores here.
And Team Jacobs shows one at the top of the 8-foot. And Team Dropkin, Korey's asked Tom to go around that corner guard, I think.
We can give you the scores on this side at least. On sheet A, the team Ramsfell from Norway is up 5-2 on Team McEwen from Northern Ontario, specifically Sudbury area. So that one is in the 6th end and just getting started on that end. Ramsfell scored 2 in the 5th to take that 3-point lead. It's 5-2 for Team Carruthers from Manitoba over Team Robert from a local team here from Ste.Marie. And getting a little out of hand on sheet C as Team Retornaz is up 7-1 against Team Maeda from Japan. So the Italian team looks like they're bouncing back here this afternoon.
Over on the other side, Team Zhang is leading Team Moberg 2-1. And Team Champ and Team Park are tied 2-2.
Just a reminder, this afternoon we're going to have 2 B finals. So 2 teams will move on to the playoffs at the 4 o'clock draw. So come on down to the club if you want to see some great curling and a couple other teams that are going to keep their hopes alive by making the playoffs. It'll be Team Keene from Ontario against Team Epping from Northern Ontario, and Team McEwen from Saskatchewan, who beat Gushu this morning, will play Team Klima, who have been very impressive, a team from Czechia. So those 4 teams will be trying to get those 2B qualifiers done today, and they'll move on and join the 2 teams that qualified through the A side. That's Team Dunstone from Manitoba, as well as Team Hostley from Switzerland. So
And Team Dropkin did make their draw around the corner guard, and Team Jacobs followed them down. Didn't quite get where they wanted to. It is just leaning on the green one, but it is accessible a little bit. So now Team Dropkin's having a 4-man discussion here on what they're going to do.
how many do you think they're laying here?
I think yellow is definitely lying 2. I think it's just 2, Al. I think the green one is maybe it is 3. I think yellow is lying 3.
So rocks in play here. Basically going to come down to execution.
Just a quick update. The game between Team Retornaz and Team Maeda, they have quit after 5 ends. The score was 9-1. For Team Retornaz. So Team Dropkin is still trying to make a decision on here what they want to do. A little bit extra noise here as teams are leaving the ice and heading downstairs to the locker rooms. Looks like Team Dropkin has made a decision here on what they're going to do. Looks like it's definitely a hit, I think. I don't think they're drawing. We'll know if he throws the in-turn or the out-turn here. Oh, no, he's throwing the out-turn, so it looks like they might be drawing. So again, they're drawing to the wing. Trying to keep it straight. Avoid that corner guard. And it doesn't look like they're going to get by it.
Not even close on that one.
Yeah, that was an interesting call. I might have played the at least hit the top yellow one near the center line and roll to the right.
Yeah, someone said on the chat line just now, I had to unlock that freeze, but that weight was not there.
No. Team Dropkin still does have that hit and roll. Team Jacobs can put the guard up. I think that might be his first instinct, is to put the guard back up again.
It's getting later in the end, right? So,
and they can't. Team Dropkin can't do much with that yellow-green combo on the left-hand side there. I don't think you can really get inside of that yellow one and do anything with that.
So a final on Sheet C. Team Carruthers has defeated Team Robert, so they've moved on to live another day. And they will play at 4 o'clock against the winner of Ramsfell, and McEwen from Sudbury. So a long day for some of these teams. Playing the guard, outturn guard by Team Jacobs here to cover those two rocks.
Need to curl a bit more.
Yeah, they're going at this hard to try to get to the center line.
And they do.
Good angle there.
Yep, very good angle. I think we're going to see Korey call a... Oh, no, he's looking at a couple different shots here. He's looking at the drill back. And that's what he's called. Going to run that yellow one back into the two yellow ones in the rings and hopefully remove a few of them. Outturn hit here. Good weight. Looks like good solid hit weight. Trying to get it to curl a little bit. Great shot.
That was well done there.
Very well done.
So from the overhead, we can see that it is Jacobs laying one.
He could warp around those that yellow, so the green-yellow combination and get to the forefoot with the out turn, while Mark's in turn. Put a little bit more pressure on Dropkin. I think that's what he's called.
I think they heard you.
We're really far away, so he really didn't hear me.
I think the thinking on this is even if they do make this perfect, Dropkin is probably going to play the same drill back.
I think so.
And that green rock over on the wings is exposed, so they could get rid of it a little later in this end if need be.
We're seeing a hard clean there. Now they're sweep. Brent's really got on it, keeping it straight.
Yeah, just cleaning it there now. Going to clip off, by the look of it.
Yeah. Little light. Not two raisable rocks there, though. You can tap either one of those. And
not sure they're going to last that long, but we'll see. Definitely going to be something moved out of the rings here.
Yeah.
He may play the same shot and
the drill back. I think so, right into the pocket.
Yeah.
Between the two yellow ones. I think that's probably the...
Just played it. Definitely got something going here now. By clipping off, they're giving him an opportunity to do some damage here.
Board weight. Looks like he indicated board weight. He's trying to go through the hole and get to that yellow one and roll in behind the pile on the left there.
Okay.
This is an interesting call, coming through the port between the two green ones. That's a very aggressive call.
Looking good.
Yeah. But once we get the overhead back here, I think we'll see that
Jacobs laying two.
I think Jacobs is laying two. I think that yellow one there is beating that green one. Yeah.
So I'm wondering on that shot. I mean, at the weight call.
Yeah, same here.
Needed to get that out of the 8 foot.
I'm surprised he didn't play the run back.
Yeah, or even playing that shot through the hole with more weight.
Yes.
In any case, the four of them taking a look at what their next decision might be here.
Team Dropkin does have the hammer this end. And we are playing the 6th end, so it's getting down to brass tacks here.
Lots of different options on this. You could play the bump for sure that they're looking at. You can't bump it very far though. You don't want to bump it into the hole because they know how to get through there.
You'd have to bump it past the hole, getting behind the yellow green that are touching each other.
But to do that, you're opening up an opportunity to get around, which they can't do right now unless they go through the hole. So there's lots of different options here. I don't think they want to peel.
You could draw between coming through where the M is and Maitland there. You could draw through that space there and get to the top of the 4-foot.
Where the A is, eh?
Yeah, where the A. Yeah, could try that. I think they're still looking at the bump.
Yeah, you don't want to bump it far.
Yeah, Brad was indicating maybe about a couple feet.
Yeah.
He's holding his hands apart.
So we're in a 2-1 game here in the 6th end. This is a seaside game in Draw 10 of the Henderson Metal Fall Classic. It's been a wonderful event so far. Players have given us great reviews.
Yeah, for sure. Love the comments from everybody in the on the chat room. Appreciate you watching.
So in-turn bump, very precise shot. If it's made like they've called it, it does make it very difficult for Team Dropkin for sure. A little bit of an error on the weight or line, and could be a little dicey on the other side.
And that's about what he wanted.
It's a great shot.
Great shot.
So very precise and very well executed there.
Well, it's well covered. Now, if you hit what you can see of that green one, will it bounce toward that yellow one that was just promoted?
I think they got to move something back here and get some granite moving. They've got 2 rocks in the rings, but they need to start eliminating some of those yellow ones that are in the 8 and 4.
Looks like he's going to run that green one back.
Yeah.
The green one that's just above where it says Maitland.
This is a crucial end here. There'll be no blank unless something magical happens.
Unless they hit a lot of rocks in the last few.
We'll see after this stone.
Trying to get it to curl now. Doesn't touch anything that was in the rings. Did open it up somewhat. I think you might have to fill the hole again. Hitting that green one leaves them the possibility of playing an in-turn draw to the 4-foot.
So if they do get rid of that,
oh, he is. Looks like he's getting rid of the green one.
Yeah.
Interesting call. Could have guarded it.
We're looking at nose hit to get rid of both of them.
I think so.
It's not
the yellow one that's touching the green one should stay. It'll jam on that other green one. I think it will.
It will. I guess the danger is you cannot cross this because then
that's right. You need to be At worst on the nose or a little bit on the high side.
Yeah. So in turn, it looks like there'll probably be some weight with this, and there is. So in turn hit, trying to get rid of the yellow.
Definitely has the weight. Keeping it straight now.
Just a straight pick.
Picked it clean. There you go. So
good.
Team Jacobs is lying 3 here.
Good to see Benny sweeping. He had a little injury after the last event there, and he was hurting, but got some maintenance on it, and seems like he's doing okay. Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
I think Korey is going to be forced to make a draw here.
Yeah, that was. I think that's all there's left, right?
I don't think there's much else.
Trying to get a deuce here, generate some offense. He's going to have to do that. Even if he makes it, there's still that outturn slash, right?
That's right, the run back.
So, Team Dropkin definitely in some trouble here.
Yeah, he needs to be shot after this. If he's not shot, then it'll be a
struggle.
Yeah, I think Team Jacobs will come down there and fill the hole and
in-turn draw, very critical shot here that must be made. So a lot of pressure.
Sweepers were on it right away. Not sweeping too hard, but now they're head down, both of them. And can they get it to the 4-foot? And it's shot. That's a great shot. Yeah, 3-foot run back. Needs to hit about a third of half a rock. Probably more closer to a half. We'll see what he throws it and where the contact is. And here comes the shot. I think, Brad's still lying too, so that's going to be a force. I think this one curled more than they thought it would.
Yeah.
They didn't jump
out of his hand,
right away.
That's right, they didn't.
Yeah, it was about a third, Al. That was about a half.
Yeah, or less.
Yep.
So a draw for one here. In-turn draw, same draw he just threw. So this should not be any guesswork here.
A few more comments on the chat line.
So to make this a 3-2 game after 6 ends, Korey Dropkin from the U.S. Attempting an in-turn draw.
If it's made, we'll probably see Team Jacobs try to play a clean end and get a blank in the 7th and to bring the hammer home with them.
So just cleaning it. Looks good.
Either that or if they can take 2.
And shot is made.
Yep.
So 3-2 after 6 ends. Jacobs in the lead, and we'll be right back.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And we're back. Just to give you an idea of how much time is left for both teams between the last two in. Yellow has 8 minutes left, and green has 8 minutes 36 seconds left. And Team Dropkin threw up the corner guard. The center guard. Some kind of guard. And Team Jacobs is going around. Trying to get this one to the center line. A little bit wide. Looks like it's almost fully open, if not. And Team Dropkin is going to, I didn't see the call. I don't know if he's going to be another center guard or if he's elected to come down on top of that one. It was just thrown by Team Jacobs. Yep, he elected to throw another center guard. Wants it just over the hog line, wants it spaced as far apart as possible. Looks like Team Dropkin's going to go all out on trying to get a steal here.
So neither one of those stones can be moved because they're on the center line.
Yeah, playing with the 5 rock rule. No tick.
No tick roll. Out turn, around the guard, trying to put it where the other one is and lay 2.
Like to get this one to curl a bit more than the first one did.
They're trying to make it curl here. And they are. Still trying to make it curl. Yeah, it's fine.
Looks like Team Dropkin's going to just come down there and move them around a bit. Tap them back. This one's a little heavier. I think it's a little more weight than Korey was asking to throw because it's not curling as much.
Trying to knife it over. Looks like they're just going to spill off here. That's a little bit more weight than they wanted there.
For sure. Yeah, that was like back 8s.
That was probably almost through.
Yeah. Oh, Brad's going to try to clean up the 2 guards out front. Yeah. Is the 6 rock at the end. You can do that.
May try to get the bonus here. I've taken that one on the wings out as well. So in turn, peel. Hit about the right amount.
Almost got it.
Did not get it out of the rings, but good shot.
So Team Jacobs lying first and second, and Team Dropkin has a 3rd shot out on the edge of the 12th.
Straight draw here?
Yep, straight draw. Thanks for giving some advice there, Lynn, to Bernice. How to get her picture a little bit bigger. Much appreciated. This looks like a pretty good freeze here. Brad's going to play the slash again. Straight peel. Once this is done, all the play looks like it'll be in the rings. Unless Korey decides to put a guard up in front of that yellow-green combination that's touching in the rings.
Intern.
This one
is moving.
It was.
Did clean up the front.
Now Korey's going to use his shot on the top of the forefoot, and we're going to play a guard. Did he actually tap in the rings there?
I don't think so. No, I think he tapped out front.
The first time, I think. Could have sworn the second time he actually tapped in the rings. I don't know why you'd want to do that.
So I think this is an outward guard.
We're leaning on it pretty heavy out of his hand. He needs to cross the center line.
Definitely about all line here, right? So got to cover that green one. He's tight to the rings. Has left an angle.
All they can see about half that rock.
So do have some different options here.
Looks like he's trying to hit this one fairly thin. I know it's a steep angle, but he'd like to get the green guard out and get over to that other green one that's on the edge of the 12-foot. It's pretty skinny to do that because it is a very steep angle.
So in turn, heel, looking for the double, hitting the one outside of the rings and trying to redirect into the one over in the 12-foot. This looks awesome. Great
didn't
shot.
Stick. I think he was hoping to stick around. So
I think he'll take what he got there.
He'll take it.
Yeah.
Needed a little thinner to make it.
You might have been able to make that, but Mark Kennedy, that's all he could do right there.
Thanks, Al. I don't think so. I don't think I could have made that. Not anymore. Maybe 25 years ago.
So back up goes the guard.
Korey's asked for the guard again. This one's got to cross center line.
If the guard is missed a bit, they may chase.
Yeah, working it hard and keep it moving. Need to cross the center line just a little bit. That is a long ways out there, though. That green one is available.
It is. On this ice, absolutely it is.
I think you can throw hack weight at that. And that looks like what Brad's going to call.
Could play it with a little bit more weight, like a hackish. And if it does move up, at least you're pushing that other center line. You wouldn't want to just feather it. That's
Looks
all.
like you can see a sliver of that one that's in
the ring.
forefoot.
Yeah. So out turn, likely around hack weight. Trying to skinny by that guard and remove that Dropkin rock out of the ring.
Ben's they jumped on this one right away, trying to keep it out there. They don't want to hit the guard. Looks like they're going to be by.
That's a great shot, I think.
Very good. Move it out of the rings.
That's tremendous weight control there.
Looks like Korey is going to play the double, and he's hoping he can get a little bit of action off from the outside one to the inside one and maybe bounce back up sheet a little bit and get behind that center guard. A little bit of pinball action there. Have to throw normal weight at this to get any kind of action. Definitely doesn't want to leave one of those two yellows around.
So these C games are coming to an end here this afternoon at YNCU Curling Center. Henderson Medal Fall Classic. A couple of finals already with Carruthers defeating Robert. Moving on the C side, and as well as Team Retornaz from Italy. And still 4 more games in action here. So we'll try to keep you updated.
Korey had a little too much of that outside one and didn't get the yellow one out and rolls across the sheet, and the green one is now wide open.
Not what he was looking for there.
On the other side, Team Jean is leading Team Moybrook 4-2 after 6, and Team Champ is Team Champ is leading Team Park 5-3 in the 7th.
So an out-turn hit for Brad Jacobs here to lay 2.
Nice control weight here. I'm trying to get it to curl a bit. I want to make sure that they stick around. They don't want to roll out. So Team Jacobs line first and second. Fair amount of separation here. I don't know if Korey's going to take a shot at the double. At least he could hit and roll on top of that yellow one that's in the 8 foot on the right-hand side. If he doesn't make the double. But definitely a possibility that Team Jacobs can score 2 here.
So this should have some heat on it.
Definitely. Broom's right beside the rock. He's throwing the in-turn at it. Trying to get a little gear action off the hit.
In turn, attempting to take 2 stones out of play here.
Now trying to get it to curl.
Trying to curl it now. And too thin.
Too thin underneath. So this is a draw for 2. Just another final for people watching our game. Team Ransfeld just defeated Team McEwen. And that's Mac McEwen, not McEwen. We have 2 McEwens here, one with an A and one without. And Brad is throwing an out-turn draw. Just needs to hit paint. Anywhere where there's some other color than whitewash. Neither sweeper is touching it, which isn't good. Well, just an escort. This needs to stop quickly. Very quickly.
Well, that was exciting.
That was, for sure. I'm sure the sweepers were really happy with that one.
So, 6-3. Jacobs up 3 points, pulling the 8th end. We'll be right back with 5-2 with 8 and coverage.
Okay, we'll be back.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
And we're back. Team Jacobs threw their first rock into the forefoot. He's just touching the button. See that Team Dropkin's one of their sponsors is Toro. I'm assuming that's the manufacturing company. I have a 40-year-old Toro snowblower. Still works like the day I bought it.
Well, I had a Toro leaf blower, and that was provided to me by my brother Eric, and I hope he's listening right now. And so he actually gifted it. He said, "You want a Toro leaf blower?" And I said, "Sure, I can use that." I don't have it anymore. He took it back.
He took it back.
So I had to go buy myself another one.
And Team Dropkin put up the center guard. And Team Jacobs is going around it.
The one thing about being 3 down coming home in these days versus the old days is you do have a chance.
Yep, there is a possibility.
But you pretty much have to make 8 perfect shots.
And hope for a miss.
But it has happened this week a few times. In fact, a couple of times where teams got 3 coming home to win games. So
that's right.
But in this case, they need 3 to tie, and so execution is everything here.
The rock that's on the center line cannot be moved right now until the 6th rock of the end. And looks like Korey was initially asking to draw into the pile, draw in front of those 2 yellows, but it looks like he's changed the call and is going to throw up a corner guard.
So a patient call here. Not sure I agree, but not wrong.
No, any guard is good right now.
Yes. What if they did come around and sit on those 2?
I like that call.
They can't move the one on the right?
Yeah, that's right. I like the call.
They would have center guard and one frozen on 2 rocks that can't be moved. We'll see where this goes.
Do you have any comments from anybody in the chat room? And what would you have called? Okay, Brad's going to come in there right now too. So I think personally, I think that coming into the pile would have been the better of the 2 calls. That would have prevented this shot from happening, or at least the exact same shot. This one's staying out there. Needs to move. Notice that a few times this game, Brent's rocks aren't curling as much as.
So they kind of Christmas treed it here.
Yeah.
Laying 3. It's a bit of a dilemma here for sure.
He's going to have to move some rocks around. I don't think he wants to take anything out, but
Basically, what Jacobs just did there is he beat him to the punch,
yep,
right?
that's right. So I think Korey's just trying to move something around here. Just jiggle some of those 40-pound pieces of granite.
So got to make some great shots here. Lots of rocks to work with. Hi, Tim from BC. Welcome. You're late in the game here on a 3-point lead right now for Team Jacobs playing the last stand. A seaside game where it's now or never for these teams.
That one kind of rubbed off. Brad's going to just take care of that center guard, I think. Looking at if he can make a double here, I think. Yeah, go right across the top, get rid of both greens, and roll out himself. This is definitely going to be Peel Wade here. Trying to keep it straight.
Just the one.
Just the one. Need to hit a little thinner to make the pair. Looks like Korey's going to come in. That green one on the right there is vulnerable. Nose hit will get rid of it.
Trying to freeze into the pocket here.
Just trying to get right in there. We're really sweeping this one hard. Need to get it there.
Okay, but I think there's room.
I think there's room. I think if you can hit that one on the right first, I think both greens will go. What do you think, Al?
And kind of back that one up, eh?
Yeah. Mark's out turn. Need a little bit of a curl here. Didn't quite hit it hard enough, I don't. Oh, maybe. Take a look at the overhead, see if it's still in the rings. If it is, it's barely in. Or barely out. Depending on which way. If your glass is half full or half empty.
Well, you would put the stick on it anyway if it ever came into play for sure.
For sure. Well, Korey's going to come down there and draw into the pile again. Yeah, I don't think it's in the rings. Just kind of, everybody that's watching, you remember that Dropkin needs 3 to tie. So it's a game of numbers now of how many rocks you have left. That's not a bad play. I don't think you can get the green one out with this shot. Because the angles aren't there. You might be able to, if you hit it on the left-hand side, you're going to take a quick look at it, I think. You might be able to smash it through that. There is a fairly big hole there. So I think that's what Brad is indicating. So if you hit the left-hand side of the green one, drove it toward that yellow one.
So I'm just like, if you try to make that, is there a double there? Like, I'm just thinking if they're looking at that one
Yeah.
biting, that could still be in play.
That's
mean,
a pretty flat.
you-
That's a pretty flat roll.
yeah. So
I think they're talking about something else here.
So lots of time on the clocks. It's been a quick game for the most part. I would imagine, because this is a lengthy discussion, that they still think that maybe that green one might be a biter.
Might be a biter, yeah. I think it's going to take you 2 shots to get rid of that green one. This one. Well, they're going to try. They're going to try to... I don't think the angle's there to get it through the hole without touching. Well, obviously, they're going to touch at least one or the other of the 2 yellows might touch both. Again, I think we'll see a little bit of heat on this rock. Not super heavy. More like a trying to keep it straight. I think that's what they were trying to do. I think that accomplished what they were trying to do. The green is now accessible and get it out.
I think the key there was keeping 3 yellows around.
I think so. I think so. Good weight call there.
Yes. So Team Dropkin with a discussion here about placement of rock. A little bit of desperate times here for sure.
Few possibilities here. One is to they just called a timeout. Both teams get a 1 minute and 30-second timeout in the game. Get 2 of them. So this is Korey's called his first one. So there's a couple possibilities here. One is you could freeze to that outside yellow one. You could hit that far left-hand yellow one and roll over. He's going to have to move some of those yellow ones if he wants to score 3. Can't really draw to the yellow-green combination that's in the just touching the button, because I think anything in front of that you can throw a pretty good hit weight at it, the peel weight hit, and get rid of both greens. So now he's thinking about hitting and rolling behind the long corner guard. Is that what they finally decided to do there, Al?
Looks like it.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a hit.
It looks like a... Well, maybe they're hitting their own here? No.
No.
So that looks like they're hitting the one on the wings and trying to roll it in behind the corner.
Just hack weight.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ice. It does curl pretty hard, so interesting call. Maybe he's trying to hit and roll underneath, trying to get maybe half a rock and roll to the left.
I'm trying to carve it here now. Now it's straight.
No, he's trying to get underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice shot. Did he move it far enough?
Yes. Did it come out the other side?
I think so. I think you can see a fair amount of it. can see about 3/4 of it. It looks like on the camera looking down the sheet here. Just needs to make it go away.
So it's elimination of rocks here for sure.
Did he take it just a hair more ice there? Looks like he pointed outwards.
So in turn, trying to eliminate a counter from Team Dropkin here. 10th end with a 3-point lead.
Ben's on it right away. And the takeout is made. Thanks, Brent, for stopping the rock from hitting the signs. So if that is a counter on the outside, Korey still has a problem that he has to get rid of three yellows to make that outside counter worth anything. They only have two.
I don't see that shot though.
No, I don't either right now. The angles aren't there.
So there is one green rock in the rings for sure.
If he hit the top yellow one, got the outside of the yellow that's touching the button, and gets any kind of action off the green one, with that yellow one that's touching the button come straight back.
Well, the other yellow's not going anywhere though.
Yeah. I don't know if, I don't. Just trying to dream up a shot here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the discussion's about here. It's just, I think, okay.
Can you hit something?
Yeah, so it tells me that they're thinking there is a chance that is a biter, eh?
I think so. I think they think that outside one's a biter. He's throwing a lot of weight at it. Oh, got rid of.
So they're going to hit the mystery rock here.
Yeah, I think so. You take that outside one away, there's no way to score three. So it must be in the rings if they're hitting it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think he'd be drawing. Little reset there. Out turn hit. Firm hit. Just making sure it's sweepers are following it down. And that's a game.
Okay.
Well, final score, Team Jacobs 5, Team Dropkin 2. Because Team Dropkin doesn't throw the last rock, there is not considered a score in the last end. Well, thanks everybody for watching and being on the chat line. We'll see you at 4 o'clock for the next draw. Have a great day.